Hi, I'm Jeff Falla, the Cookie Man. I've been in the food business for over 30 years, and one thing I can tell you for certain, you never know what's coming around the bend. While it's the food that may have brought you to our show, it's the people and their stories that'll keep you coming back for more. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. Welcome to another segment of That's the Way the Cookie Crumbles. I'm Jeff Flatto. I've got Coach Joe Falla with me here today. Little info before we get started. We did this once already, so this is our second dance, so to speak. We came out to Sacred Heart Field. We were outside filming, and it was a little windy, and we didn't have microphones at that time. We've upgraded now. We've made a little investment, and Peyton said we need to get some equipment, so we did. And we also had a train-like vehicle come by on the railroad track, which if any of you have ever been out to the fields here at Sacred Heart, you know there's a train track right here. So all that being said, the show was fabulous, except that you couldn't hear it too well. So we got Coach Falla agreed to come back and meet with us, and we're going to start this thing over, and hopefully you guys can hear it. He's got a great story about food, life, sports, and all things in between. So, Coach, it's good to see you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure
Good
to be with
here.
you.
Yes,
Pleasure
indeed.
to be with you.
Yes.
Tell us first of all, Joe, where were you born?
I'm born in Guatemala. It's the city, not a city of Guatemala, but outside Guatemala. It's a little town called Sonarate, about 45 kilometers outside the city. That's where I'm born, and that's right there where I went to school for a few years, and that's where I played some of the sports that part of the world plays, which is soccer.
And how many brothers and sisters?
I have 5 sisters and 4 brothers.
So it was 10 children.
Yes, the whole bunch of them.
That's a lot of kids. Tell us about your soccer career in Guatemala, especially when you started going into the pro sector and what happened there.
So I became a professional soccer player when I was 16 years old. I played for 2 years, and then wondering, wait a minute, I haven't finished my high school yet. Right? I was making good money, believe me. If I could show you a picture that I got at home right now, but my first paycheck, the stuff I bought, I wasn't a rich man. I really was. I mean, I haven't seen a damn paycheck that big. It was neat. So I made up my mind. It's 2 years, almost 3 years I played for, and wondering my future. If I ever was going to be any better than what it is right now at this point. And my answer was probably not. So then what I decided, I started finding out what I have to do to get the opportunity to come into the United States of America. I had a family in Paducah, Kentucky. They came in and they took me into coming to school and get my education that I needed.
So they were like your sponsor?
That was my sponsor, and then after that they adopted me because they had 2 kids, Rick and Jeff. In Barbados, he was a sweetheart. And once I finished school, finished my training that I needed to get it done. I only had a visa for the period of these years. And so I finished whatever I needed to do right here in America, and so I was needed to go back because my visa was ended. So they asked me, said, what are you going to do now? Well, I'm going home. And I'm going to the best college it is because I had been in America for 3.5 years already. I've learned so much from it. Well, you see, I came to America to learn. I really did. I came to America to take advantage.
You made a cognitive decision to leave soccer, which was a pro career,
right,
and pursue your education in a country where it may be a little bit better than the country you were in.
Absolutely. But when I had my permission to come out, they told me that I had to have 15,000 American dollars in a bank, right here in an American bank, before I put foot in America. So And where in the world I was going to get a 15,000 American dollars at that time?
Yeah.
I'm talking back in '64.
Yeah.
You know, $15,000 then it was a.
Yeah, if you inflate that now to today's standards, it's a lot of money.
No, it's no way. No, even the rich people they had that much money. Okay, but that's what the requirement was then for the United States immigration for me to come in. That's why I'm so much illegal. I mean, so much hard on illegal people. There is ways you can do it right. I don't feel sorry for the illegal.
How'd you get the money?
And that's what I'm telling you. It was a plan from God. I don't know if you want to hear that or not, but I'm going to tell you that I needed to have $15,000 in the American bank in the United States before I can even put a foot in America. And that $15,000, it's like for me to support myself. Well, my time in America, okay? So they asked me to interpret it, right? So it says, do you have no? Is this no way? I thought that's and for a moment I thought that there was the end of my dream.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my dream come true, and then poof, over like a flower. So anyway, somebody said, no, we haven't taken a chance on nobody. He says, and I think I'm gonna take a chance on you. He said, you look like you guy, So Dory said, I will put I put the money from there. He called. Of course,
Buddy put the money in the bank account.
He put the money in the American bank from me. But we stayed the American thing, till consular until the United States bank received the money.
Yeah.
So they have to say, yes, he has the money in. So he put it in for me. He put it in for me. And that's what I say, it's a gift from God.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm so appreciative. I'm so appreciative for what this country has done for me.
Tell us about immigration then. How many people, how did people get here? Obviously there was rules and regulations that you had to follow, and it's a lot different then than it was today, I imagine.
The law then was different, and I'll be honest with you, you never hear about people coming to the United States. And that town
back then.
Right.
Yeah.
And that town where I come from, I was the first one that ever.
From your town or the country?
From my town.
From your town, from your
the
area.
little city that I live in.
Yeah.
Yes. Because when they found out that I was coming into America, it was a mar. It's something. Oh my goodness,
What did they think of that? Your sisters and brothers and your parents.
They really didn't want me to come, because being a pro soccer player back home is the biggest thing ever. That's a dream, It's going from poor to rich. How you gonna live your riches, for go to something that you really don't know what it is there.
Yeah, it's a big risk.
Right. So I made a decision because I was young and I knew that I wasn't happy with how it was there. And be honest with you, I really didn't want to be poor. But no, really, to answer your question, there really haven't been too many people that day and time to come to the United States.
You were young when you made that decision.
I was young.
Most people don't have that wisdom at that age.
Right. But sometimes
if you're playing a pro sport, you've worked all your life to get there. Right. You probably 95% would just stay with the sport. So you're a trailblazer, and a decision a lot of people wouldn't agree with. If they had to make it, they go the other way.
Absolutely.
So you went to college?
No, I went to like a trade school.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so my first job was in Binghamton, New York, and then I came back to Louisiana. I got married, and all that. But I continued on learning the trade I wanted to, and so I became a chemical specialist. I became a reactor chemical specialist. I traveled the whole world. I mean, I traveled from Kuwait to you meant because every plant that the Dow had, they had reactors. That was my responsibility.
Yeah. Well, so you ended up with a great job.
Right. Uh-huh.
You did that. You gave back so you started coaching select soccer and high school soccer, and you gave back to the communities in that way, because there's not a lot of pay especially back in those days in coaching
Well,
soccer.
And Louisiana back in the 80s, there was no such thing as soccer in high schools.
Right.
Nowhere really, And Joe was 12 years old. Yeah, about 12 years old. I was the one who started the soccer program in that parish I was living in.
St. Charles?
St. Charles
St.
Parish.
Charles Parish,
And today, it's bigger than Lafreniere.
So you started the youth soccer program, which
Right.
is still there today.
Right, yeah,
You coached high school.
Right.
You coached select.
Right. Yes.
You had a good career there. Then you retired and you came to Hattiesburg to be around your grandchildren, and you started coaching here.
I coached at 5-year-old girls.
Yeah.
Well, Gracie was.
Your
I
granddaughter.
played 4 probably, some
Yeah.
5. Yes, my granddaughter. Gabby couldn't play with me because she was older, right? But anyway, Gracie was 5 years old and let her goals, and she used to kick it from one goal to another in the score, and and that's how I started, But my life already was established,
Yeah.
Because I decided that once Grant started playing sport, which I think Grant was 7 years old, I believe, started playing baseball or something like that. I decided it was time for me to retire.
Yeah.
And that's why it's good to make plans early in life.
Right. Yeah. So you had saved your money.
Yes.
You were able to do what you wanted to do,
Yeah.
and so you came here and then
Right.
started coaching
Right.
sports and
Because that's what I was enjoying doing. And then, after I coached for I don't know how many years, the little girls, I was going home one afternoon for practice, and Coach Kern called me and said, Papa, he said, are you interested on coaching our high school soccer girls? I didn't put in for the job. I really didn't. And he says, I told him, I said, look, well, yeah, because I already done followed Joe. Joe already done coach for 2 years.
Yeah.
So I was following the boys for 2 years, and I always wondered. I think Lillian was there already in that group, and I always wonder why the school would never pass South State. For 2 years, wondering, and I asked Joe why they never went to South State. So I knew there was a material there. So when Coach Kern asked me to come, so I turn around and I came back to the interview. To make a long story short, right? I came in for the interview, but Coach Kern has a few people back then. I asked some questions. Anyway, to make a long story short again, I asked him, I says, look, how many people do you interview for the job? He said 5. I said, okay. And then he told me, says, Papa, he says, you know what the school wants, right? I thought, I come from a 5-year school, and I know exactly what they're looking for. I thought, I said, big ball, gold ball. I thought, the big championship. They hire coaches to win championships. I thought, I said, well, let me tell you this, Coach. If one of those boys back there offer you the state championship for this year, you better hire him, because I am not that good. But I thought, I said, but if I don't win a championship within 3 years, you don't have to fire me. I will resign because I'm not that good. But I can promise you, I will have you the big gold ball right here before 3 years. And we did, second year and third year.
So, disclaimer: I'm the assistant with Coach Falla for 10 years now. We've won 6 state championships and played in some others, so we've had a good run. But that's all fine and dandy. We have a good time and we try to contribute. But the main focus of this show is food, and so people are probably asking why is he here? He's a soccer coach. He immigrated from another country. He's got a great story, but where's the food come in? Well, the food comes in the fact that Joe's got a farm in Guatemala. Is it 100? How many acres is it? Is it? Do you know?
Yep. It's big.
It's pretty big.
If you walk it, you can't walk it.
Yeah, so that's too big for me. So
right.
He's got the farm there, and I'm gonna let him tell you the story. But what's interesting is the food. The people are paid that live on. A lot of people live on the farm, and people are paid off the farm. And also the food. The large majority of the food is donated to the people in the area. So he's giving back. Well, he could keep it and take the money and run, but he's giving that food back, and that's why it parlays into this. He's not a restaurant man. He's not a food gourmet manufacturer. He's not a food critic, but he's doing maybe more than all of us. He's giving back what he could be making in a profit, and he could be flying around the world with it. But so tell us about the farm operation, what the
Yeah.
crops are, and how many people work there, and how many people do you think you feed each year?
But to start, I told my brother that my parents has a lot of property. I really never want no property for them because I left one too early. I thought that I don't deserve to have anything, okay? And so I told my brother, I said, if you see a farm somewhere that somebody's selling, I need to put my hands on it. And it happened. So I bought it, and it wasn't developed, okay? It wasn't developed like it is today. Today is a place that they admire you when you drive in. So I cleaned it up, and I started planting some mango trees. I do have about 700 mango trees. I had some avocados, the one you make guacamole
Yep.
with it. I had a couple of hundreds of that, and I have bananas. I got another class of bananas. They call them plátanos.
Plantain?
Right.
Like-
You cut it and you fry them.
Yeah.
It's
Very good.
I have what that was. On my farm, I have anything, any kind of fruit you ever want. Okay? Because I did that not to make money, because God had done blessed me already. Believe me. Yes, God had done blessed me. I don't know how I got it, but God done give it to me. And he said, the more I give, the more I expect for you to give. But anyway, I listen to his command, his words, and I read my Bible at all time. So I started building my farm. I planned all that. I hired people to come and plant it. I drilled some water wells. I have my own water sprinkle system on my farm.
Because water is a fierce commodity in some countries. It's
Water
not,
is
not
a goal.
plentiful. Yeah.
Okay, water is gold. Okay, and I got 3 wells right now. Okay, and last one because the ones that was there already in the summertime, they run out of water because they're drilling when the rainy season, so they got into the water quick. So the one I have right now, we drew that about 8 years ago. I did it in the middle of the summer, so we went real deep with it. Okay, so the water there, they're never going to disappear. They're going to be there forever. So I had I got swimming pools in the top of the hills. I pumped the water from the well to the hills. All right, I got 3 containers upstairs, and from there, this is where the water comes into the plants. And the workers, yes, I had a families to live in my farm. I built a little house for each one of them, and I allow them 5 acres of property for them to plant the beans and corn or whatever they want. Okay, I don't restrict them, what to have. They got some chicken, they got some pigs, they got whatever they want to have. Everybody has their own little section we live in, but I do have somebody that's responsible for them. So all those guys have to do is go open the valves, crank up the pump, open the valves when they need to put water into the plants. Okay, if they don't do that, they're not going to stay that long. All right, and my expectations is high. It always has been high. But anyway, the money I make for this, okay, then from the fruits, I sell enough to get my money back that I put in through the whole season for my fertilizer, labor, house, electricity, and all that, all right? And most of them, the fruit, I do sell some of them, okay, because a lot, all right? I do by 85 acres of corn and black beans I plant. And again, I sell, when it's time to pick, I sell enough to get my money back. I only want, this coach, is the money I invested. I don't need no money to put in my pocket. So I sell so much to get my money, I put them in the bank for next season. The rest of them, we get ready on sacks, and I personally distribute it to the poor people that need it. And I do that because I was poor at one time.
Yeah.
And I know how it is to be poor. And that's the beauty. That's what God has done blessed me, because I know how it is to be poor. You see what I mean? You're not going to tell me, because I walk that walk. So I bring to the people that really need it. And believe me, I bring 35 pounds of corn or 100 pounds of corn and beans, stuff like that. All ready, just ready to go and cook it.
And some people that in the audience, they've never been out of the country maybe, or they haven't seen real poverty in other countries, and it's totally different than the United States. So, I mean, that's one reason why people want to immigrate here is because it's a better opportunity for them.
I understand, but they're always the way to do it right.
Yeah.
Always the way to do it right. But anyway, I give all that to the people. The blessing is from like the mayor of that town. Always tell me, says, Mr. Joe, you do more for this community than the government.
And that's all you can do.
And that's all I can do. I don't want no praise from nobody. I do it because I just want to do it. People don't believe it. People don't believe it. I give hundreds and thousands pounds of corn away and beans.
Yeah, dollar amount, I don't know what it would be, but it's a lot. When you if you could take that and turn it into cash, which you could.
Yeah,
so you're giving away a lot of money, but you're also, giving away something that people need.
Right.
Right there in your home community.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the price. All right. It's the need for the people that need it. When you give it, when you go to their old shack back there and give the people 100 pounds of corn, 100 pounds of black beans, because that's our meal. When you see people crying because somebody do something for, that's something to thank God for.
That's right.
Yeah. We don't feel it because we don't know what it is going without eating.
Well, no, we don't. We may think so, from dinner to lunch to dinner, we get hunger pangs. But the thing about this is that a lot of people in the area know you, and they know you coach, but they didn't know about this story, which is what we wanted to bring out today. Is we all need to be, we all need to give as much as we can. He's given a lot, and when you have a farm and you basically most of it's going back to the people of that area, that's commendable, and that's a great thing that you're doing, and I know it's from the bottom of your heart. Tell us plans for the future for you. You're a young man, so you got a lot of time left. So tell us how you're going to use that time.
Well, my future is what I'm doing right now. Try to stay with activities for my grandkids. I was going to go to your son's game Friday, and gosh, it's always something. But and I wanted to go. I told Peggy I wanted to go. But just hang around with my grandkids because that's my life. Just like you with your kids. You got to spend the time with them because I feel this way. The time you spend with Tyler today, you will never spend it again.
That's true.
You will never see that time again. Believe me.
The sports fans' question may be, what's your plans in your soccer career? I know you're coaching next year, but what's your long-term plans on that? Are you going to go year to year? Or?
Well, I still feel good. I feel real good. I was telling somebody not too long ago, it's a shame being so old, it feels so young. It's true.
There's a hitch to that.
I feel good, man. Yes, I do. I shoulder hurt a little bit, but I don't believe all that. No, but to answer you, I really think I want to coach a little longer. But when the time comes, when my team, it doesn't understand my plans, and then it's time for me to walk out. And then I'm not being fair to them. Just being a coach to be a coach, I don't want to be that. When my team loses that fire for Papa, and then I know when to get off. I like to stay maybe 3 years. We'll see. But I do like to finish with a trophy, with my last trophy.
And yes. I hope you do.
Yes, I do.
Hey, we enjoyed having you on the show. We wish you good luck and continued your blessings on your country and on the people here that you serve here in the Hattiesburg community as well. And I just want to say I appreciate knowing you and working with you, and good luck and God bless you.
Yes. It has been a pleasure. But I was going to tell you too, just to add a little bit. You still got a little time in there. Is that I not only do that for the elderly people, I'm doing a whole lot more for the younger people back home. Because right now I'm paying for college for at least for 3 people. You know, you know, every month I send some money back home for them to go to college. I got my niece and them. You know, they going to college right now because education means so much to me. You see what I mean? And I feel like if they get the education at home, they don't have to leave home.
Well, and that's the way you're
You
paying
know?
back for when
Right.
your family took you and put the
Right.
$15,000 in the
Exactly.
bank.
Right.
Now you're paying that back
Right.
as well,
Right.
not just with the
You
farm,
know.
but also in the
Right.
cash.
You know, I do every month. I send some money, you know, for the schools, you know. And I was going by, you know, about 5 years ago. I don't know why it never happened. I was going to one of those places where they sell used computers, you know, and I was going to buy about 5 or 6 computers and bring them there and set up a little room in one of the high schools, one of the schools for them to learn. You know, I know they have some, but you know, I could buy some laptops. You know, it's really cheap nowadays. You know, and I had done bought some. I had bought about 3 of them already, so far. You know, and that's what they use. You know, to be able to get up because the technology also is high back home now. You know,
Yeah.
and that's why I feel sorry for kids that they have the brains to be somebody tomorrow, but they don't have the, you know, somebody to help, you know. And I was one, the lucky one, that I had somebody to went out of the way to help me. And that's why I didn't do it by myself, I tell you right now.
Right.
Somebody did it for me. And listen, I thank God every day for that family, you know, that give me the opportunity. And that's why I don't want for America to do anything for me. I don't want for the government to do nothing for me because they already done open the door for me to come in and allow me to be what I am today. And that's it, Coach. And I want to tell
Enjoyed
you
it.
that I love you and look,
Love you
I
too.
always have been. And let's continue on, Coach, if I know you won't.